Bowblax, I need to know, man. I need to know. What, I imagine you've undergone a lot of stress, and I'm not trying to remind you of the stress. I specifically want to know, how have you been coping with it? How have you been dealing with it? Have you been pretty good? Have you been feeling okay? Have you been gaming a lot? Like, is gaming a good escape? Because I feel stressed too. You know, it's hard not to in a lot of ways. And I do think that I have some unhealthy ways of handling it, but I also think I have some healthy ways of handling it, like going to the gym and shit like that. So yeah, I do want to know if you have any tips or tricks for dealing with fucking bullshit online. And if you don't want to answer that, I understand and respect that. But my next question would be, what games have you been playing? Like, what games are you excited about? Woombi says, gaming is a perfect escape. You just gotta find the right games. I just try to ignore it. It's been stressful, though, considering I used to be close with Augie and Nick. Bro, we can talk about that if you want. I obviously don't know. I don't know you guys as well. And then, like, I don't really know you guys that well, I guess. But it did seem like, from an outsider looking in, that, yeah, you, fucking Augie, Nick, and even Tom, like, you guys were friends. I don't know at what point, it got to the point where they were basically just farming you, but, you know. I don't think Tom farmed you. I think it was Augie and Nick, right? I don't know. Anyway, we do not need to talk about this. If you'd rather just talk about a game you've been playing that you've been enjoying, or a TV show or whatever, let's unpack it, dude. Not only does crazy things happen on the Gokanaru livestream, but they also happen on the Gokanaru Clips livestream. I normally cook a big meal and play on my NDS/PS Vita till I forget the internet exists. That's fucking cool. It's all good, I don't mind discussing it. Hi, man. Fuck yeah. I mean, would you want to do it? I don't know what your vibe is. We can do a call right now if you'd like. I wouldn't want it to be that long just because I'm fucking pretty brain dead right now, but we can definitely call. I can add you on Discord. I can call? Okay. Alright, let's fucking do it. One moment, please. Blood's been slipping between tangents for an hour. Yeah, honestly, I haven't been really doing too much here. This was very much a chill stream. A good one to come in on, I'd say. Okay, one moment. Let me pause the music. Do I have you on Discord? That's the ultimate question. I thought I did, but I might not. Oh, I do. I do. Okay. Does my mic sound okay, everyone? Oh, sweet.
Oh, what's up? How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm
Nice.
largely chilling.
Yeah.
Literally, as you can see, yes, I basically was just eating toast and gross Greek yogurt. But yeah, I don't know. How have you been doing,
I
my
like
friend?
The, chill music.
Dude, I've been leaning into the I don't know. Okay, so I've been watching Frieren, all right, which is an anime, whatever. But it has some of the most beautiful, relaxing, like kind of just I don't know. There's something about the vibe, the energy of that anime that it made me, you know, yearn for a fantasy world, a dungeon crawler type world. And then I found this cool channel called Chill Cartoon Vibes that just, you know, it has like that nice chill, you know.
Yeah. Over the last 6 months, I have been going on YouTube and like putting on my TV like those long vibrations to help like alleviate stress or
alpha
whatever.
waves?
It's like a certain yeah.
No, I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. But it got to the point where I was spamming it so much that like the alpha waves actually reminded me of the stress. So
Damn.
I had to stop.
Dude, when you start to associate the remedy with the fucking illness, that sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But it is what it is.
Facts.
It's still good though. I still like it. I usually fall asleep to fan noises now though.
Like a real fan or literally like a
Uh,
simulated white noise?
I used to have a real fan, but it broke, so
Hmm.
I'm just using like YouTube to make a fan noise.
Understood. And
Yeah.
what games have you been playing? Or have you been playing games? I don't
I've
know.
been playing Supermarket Simulator.
The fuck?
To practice for my new minimum wage. No, but no. So I've been watching Game Grumps play it, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting kind of like addicted to it because you can like, I don't know, you have to like manage everything, you have to like restock everything, and then like get new licenses and expand everything, and there's a lot involved in it.
It's crazy because
Uh,
I remember watching a guy play this. I'm not kidding. I remember watching a guy play this, I think 2.5 years ago now. And I'm assuming it's probably evolved a fuckload since then.
yeah, or maybe this is a different version because I think this version's only a year old.
Oh, okay. It
Um,
might have just been early access back then, though. That's probably what it was.
Yeah. Oh, this one's still early access as well, but
Ah, okay. Then never mind. Never mind.
yeah. Uh yeah, how have you been, man?
I've been pretty good. I've been grinding. I've been working on some big projects and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
You got the Hong Kong videos still in the works?
they are. They are.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Damn.
yeah, I
I was
mean,
joking because it's been so, I thought you canceled them. I was just
I know it's a meme. It's a meme, and it's kind of pathetic that they're not done and all that. I deserve, getting shit on, but it is not canceled. It is not canceled. That will happen one day. Okay.
yeah.
Um,
But
you know.
so I don't know anything about like the premise or what's going on in Hong Kong. I imagine it's like kind of political based, right? It's like
Oh
they're
yes.
on the
Yeah.
ground, but it's been so long and the world changes politically so fast. Will it still be relevant by the time it comes out, or would it be more of a history video at that point?
It's a good question. It is a good question.
Yeah,
Um,
like yeah, I don't know.
the way that the reason I think that it makes sense, I wouldn't say makes sense, but like there is a justification for it taking so long, and it is that I was actually there for historical events that occurred. Okay, like
Shit.
yeah, so it's not just like, oh, I went to Hong Kong and I got like B-roll or whatever. It's like I went to Hong Kong and I was at the biggest event that occurred during the 2019 protests, which is the Polytechnic University siege. Okay, there's a siege on a university effectively. And so it wouldn't be like, you're right that it would kind of be a history video, I guess, in a sense, but it's like it's truly a chronicle of what happened, if that makes sense. So I want it to be thorough, but I also want it to be
Yeah.
exciting. And so it's the big thing that was tough was I was a young boy when I started it, and I didn't know much about the fucking world. Like that was the first
Mhm.
time that I ever went on a plane, basically, to like,
Oh damn, that's
yeah.
quite the adventure for the first time
First,
out of the country.
bro, first plane ride was like a 23-hour flight or some shit.
Bro, 23. Dude, I'd die at 6 hours.
Yeah.
23.
It was pretty epic though, honestly. Like
I mean, if you have nothing to compare to, maybe
yeah.
the flight wasn't that painful, but like, how was that 23-hour flight? Was it like
Bro.
agony for you, or were you like,
Dude, honestly,
chilling?
I really enjoyed it, and it was weird because I had literally nothing to compare being on a flight to, but I got one of those seats by the exit where you literally have unlimited legroom, and I didn't even know how lucky I was, really. But yes, it was basically like for any flight to get that fucking privilege, that was the best possible one, effectively.
Dude, you must be so lucky. Yeah, because like for me, I'm pretty tall. Like I'm over 6 feet. So like on a plane, like
Yeah.
my feet like die after a while. I'm just like, you know. So
No, I hear you. I hear you. I'm
yeah,
same as you, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I like for some reason I cannot sleep on planes at all. Like it's
Yeah.
impossible for me.
No, okay. I didn't sleep great, but I had a fucking like one of those little TVs that they let you play or whatever.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, they had access to like unlimited HBO shows, and that was enough for me. I was like, okay, this is epic.
Oh yeah, that's great.
But yeah,
Yeah, dude. No, I don't even I don't think I can even watch anything on a plane. I literally just sit there AFK, like just
that sucks.
awake and waiting. Yeah.
You don't even listen to like Joe Rogan or some shit.
Um.
You don't listen to
No, because
fucking Jay Witt's podcast, bro.
no. Sometimes I like try to bring my Switch and play it, but then I get like motion sick looking at the screen or whatever. I guess I
Yeah.
could do a podcast. I've never thought of that before, but I
Mhm.
guess I've just never downloaded them beforehand because usually when I want to listen to something, I just do it on a whim, right? But there's no Wi-Fi on the plane typically unless you pay for it. So
Where would you usually be flying to? Like VidCon type shit, or what?
yeah, so the
No.
longest flight I've been to is to Mexico City because I went to Mexico for my friend's wedding in
Nice.
2021. And then I've been to Boston for PAX in 2016. That was the first time I flew.
Nice.
I've been to Florida for Creator Clash 1, which was a horribly long flight. It was also during COVID where you had to have a mask on during the flight. And
Yeah.
there was a layover, but it was in Toronto. So I still had to have a mask, even though, because I didn't need masks on US flights, but
Mhm.
only if it's US to US. If it's Canada to US, you got to have the mask. So it was
Yeah,
horrible.
flights with a mask, that sucks. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it was really long, 12 hours, because it's like,
That's tough.
like overtime because it's Florida and I'm in BC.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was worth it to go to Creator Clash, to be honest, but whatever. And then I go to LA, which is like yearly for VidCon, which is pretty simple. It's only like a 2-hour flight. From
VidCon
Vancouver,
is
so
what is it? Isn't
in
it
LA.
Anaheim?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The actual things in Anaheim. Although when I say VidCon, I don't mean the actual convention. I have been in it a couple times, and we walk around for a bit, but honestly, it's more for like the house parties and the stuff
Yeah.
that, and creators meeting up and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, the event itself is like, I don't give a shit. Um,
Fair enough.
yeah, I think someone like Matt Pat was talking, and one of my friends was like, "Hey, do you want to go see Matt Pat?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I don't give a shit. What would I tell him?" Like
Bro,
Q&A?
he's gonna give you the tips and tricks to fucking make game theory
Bro.
videos.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I've been on YouTube fucking as long as him, dude. I know everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait,
But
how long have you had your channel?
14 years.
Bro, we're pretty tight. Wait,
Yeah.
let me see.
I just realized recently that I've been a YouTuber I've been a YouTuber I've been a YouTuber longer than I was when how old I was when I started YouTube. I started YouTube when I was
Right, more than
13,
half your
and then
life, you mean?
Yeah, more than half my life. It's
Dude,
a little
holy
weird
shit.
and crazy to think about.
That's the same for me now. Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. We both
I'm
started at the same time.
May 23rd,
Wait.
2011.
Wait, so you're also 27 or 28?
26 for me.
Or 20? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm like losing track of my age. I'm born in 1997. That's all I know. Dude, for the longest time in my head, I thought I was 28, but apparently I'm not 28 yet. I have to turn 28 this year.
27's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the age of Spike Spiegel and Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. Dude, 27 is the age where you start to be like, I'm almost 30, because it's like when you're 26 is like close enough to 25, where it's like, and 25 is the middle. Then once you get to 27, you're like, damn, dude. Like I've started like waking up at 7 a.m., going to bed at like 12 a.m. or like 11 a.m. or p.m., whatever the fucking time is. I'm getting older, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, I felt really old. I felt like very old when I was like 22, 23. And now that I'm actually getting old, I am completely committed to gaslighting myself. Dude, I am young, okay? I am fucking young. In the grand scheme, I am young as hell.
You are. That's not even a gaslight. Like,
exactly.
Even, like I'm young, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to basically just shift that mindset because I have a fuckload of younger brothers too who literally call me like a 87-year-old man. And so now I am consciously trying to just convince myself, like, okay, I am young. That doesn't mean I can waste my time, but it also doesn't mean I should feel bad because I'm young. I'm a young man.
Yeah, you still got time, dude. People
Yeah,
usually don't peak
and then
until
just
like
like
their 40s,
just
right?
like
With
someone
their
pull a
life.
prank in like 60 years, someone just pull a prank, like cut to like old Goka just ready to kill himself. Um, that would be funny. But anyway, yeah, no, sorry. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know, in general, I guess. You seem honestly to be in a fine mood. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, go on. Go ahead.
so yeah, everything in my life pretty much like I'm fine, and I'm in a good place mentally. It's more the only issue I have is that like people don't want to watch my videos and people are still mad at me or
Right.
making fun of me. I don't know which one it is really. I guess
Yeah.
it depends on the person.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out like how I want to move forward with YouTube too, because it's like now that I'm kind of like canceled, I guess I have this opportunity to kind
Reinvent
of
yourself.
reinvent myself, right? And
Hmm.
I don't want to keep reading drama tweets for years and years and years, especially since Twitter has changed so much. Like I feel like
Right.
every drama has a political thing
Oh,
to it
100%.
now. And
100%.
before that wasn't the case, and I just don't like getting involved in like the culture war thing,
I get
especially
that.
since
I definitely get that.
uh especially now, and also especially since I came out as a non-binary. There's a lot of people who don't like that and are a
Yeah.
lot more aggressive to me. I'm just like, I don't want to be involved.
Hmm.
I don't want to be involved in that at all.
No, I get it,
So
man. I get it.
uh
It's pretty vicious on there, man. And you're
yeah.
right. The political thing's very real, dude. YouTube drama right now is in some kind of a fucking hellscape. The it's this very extremely weird mix of everything is actually totally political and like draped within the context of like political events. But
Mhm.
then there's so many drama YouTubers who don't really want to grapple with the politics, and so they'll basically cope themselves into convincing themselves that they can cover this shit in a apolitical kind of way, but it inevitably falls into being political.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of confusion right now, and I'm very curious to see how this shit shakes out. But I think it's
Yeah.
a sign of wisdom, or at least understanding yourself, that you just don't want to engage with that type of shit. I really
Yeah,
don't.
and
I don't blame you.
I never wanted to. I always intentionally tried to avoid political topics, and the closest I would get is maybe talk about Hassan, but only if it's like a non-political drama. Like I don't know, like Hassan is like Hassan and his React content, for example. Like that's a drama I would
Yeah, yeah,
cover, right?
yeah. Like that, like
Um,
actual person, like focused on the person type critiques. I get what you're saying.
yeah, but yeah, so I just don't like doing that. And then Twitter also isn't just it just isn't as fun to cover. It's just a completely different platform. It's like I don't know. I just
You
don't.
mean like Elon Musk Twitter? It's different.
Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I suppose. But
Like
also
what? What
like
else has changed?
people. Well, back in like 2019, like way back in the day, people were way more willing to have these like one-on-one arguments on Twitter. Like you'd see like Keemstar and H3 going at it, or like
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
And now like that doesn't really happen, and if it does, it happens in a very performative way where it's like, "Hey, look, this guy isn't politically aligned with
yeah.
you. Get him." You know, it's
That's a
just
good point.
completely different.
That's a good point.
And
The like posting clips of people meta, and then just it's like pure smearing basically. Like they're not even talking to
yeah,
the guy. It's like look at this guy type of thing. I get what you're saying.
yeah, exactly. And then I think part of the reason for that is like when Twitter got monetized and there was like a
Totally.
definitive algorithm, people just started to like game it like YouTube,
Yeah.
which makes sense. But
Yeah.
it just made Twitter less authentic in the way that I liked, you know.
Yeah.
Um like one of the main reasons I did Twitterverse is cuz like there was always these YouTube arguments that would happen, and it would happen with like response videos back and forth.
Yeah.
And there would be a lot of and then there would be a lot of opinions shared on Twitter that the audience who are watching these response videos never got to see. It's kind of like the side color commentary or the behind the scenes kind of thoughts of
Mm-hmm.
these people arguing, right? Like
Yeah.
Keemstar would make a tweet and it'd get like 100K views, but the response video would get a million. So I wanted to bridge that gap and bring it to the audience. But now everybody uses Twitter for their source. Like literally every commentary video is basically essentially sourced from Twitter in the same way that my content was. So like my content started out as unique being focused on Twitter, then everyone focused on Twitter, and now people call it slop, right? So yeah, I don't know. But
what do you say to the allegations of you're just lazy? You're just a lazy fuck. You just don't want to make videos. Like, what do you think the ratio is of, like, I genuinely don't enjoy the medium and what it's become and how I feel making that shit versus, like, I'm just, like, kind of busy doing my own shit and it's just annoying to do this. It's, like, not fun.
I'm not lazy. Like, I can grind it out. I can grind out the videos that I have before, but and it used to be, I guess, profitable, but now it isn't. So, and if I don't enjoy doing it, it's not profitable. Why would I do it or even force it to work again? Like, why would I want something that I didn't really like doing too much anyway to work? Which, by the way, I do like doing Twitter versus, but like over time, like for the examples I said before, like I just don't enjoy Twitter as much. Therefore, I don't enjoy Twitter versus as much, right?
Yeah.
So that's more of it. I still like archiving stuff and like putting everything in a cohesive kind of manner for people to consume. But yeah, I'm really just trying to figure out like what I should upload, and then also what the audience will be responsive to, which is the toughest part for me.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of my core fan base like was crossed with Augie and Nick, and they've obviously like that audience doesn't like me anymore. So like when I upload, I get shit on, and then I can't get pushed into the algorithm to other people who might not be as hardcore but still interested in watching my videos through recommendation or what have you. So yeah, I don't really know how to break out of this like little predicament I've found myself in.
It's a very common predicament. That's one thing I'll say. There's many such cases. People who kind of fall off, kind of lose interest, kind of like the algorithm fucking like makes them irrelevant, and then they realize, they reassess, and they're like, fuck, do I even want to put the work in to reestablish myself in this niche or whatever? I am curious. I've felt this for sure, like on my Clips channel, which we're streaming on right now. It's kind of wild that you got this channel in your feed, but I've definitely experienced this on my Clips channel because a lot of the times it's like I'm kind of just playing catch up to stories that other people are faster to get out, if that makes sense. And it very much feels like a total treadmill. Like I'm never ahead. I'm always like chasing the fucking like what's next type of thing.
Yeah.
And again, if you have like in my case, like I have main quest projects that I'm trying to work on, like that, like I'm using the Clips channel to supplement the main quest. But then the fucking side quests, which is this Clips channel, the side quest kind of takes over, like distracts from the main quest. But then like you basically end up doing both quests kind of shittily. Yeah, that's kind of my biggest problem, I guess. And also, for me, I definitely have the problem of I have a hard time caring about a lot of drama, okay? I can definitely force it. I can definitely muscle through it, but it is not exciting a lot of the times, and a lot of the times I realize I don't care. Like, and when I realize that I don't care, it gets a lot harder to justify like the idea that like, oh, this is what I want to be doing as a career or whatever. I do wonder, okay, so what exactly would be like your ideal? Because me, when I'm in the trenches, okay, on a big fucking main quest type video, like a big video that's just destroying my brain and all that, I always look at fucking Let's Players. I'm like, man, that's like, to me, that's like the peaceful living in a village with a beautiful family and like a purpose.
Dude, I know, right?
Dude, yeah, dude, looking at Let's Players, like looking at like Northern Lion or fucking Markiplier or whatever, this is like one day I'll have my villager arc. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would love to be a popular Let's Player. Like, I would switch my life with like Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps or fucking Markiplier in a second. Because like,
no,
I also started off as a Let's Player. For
same.
like the and I just and I got like pretty good at it even through streaming. I just love yapping and playing video games and talking. Like I recently made a video and upload to my gaming channel where I played Shadow Generations for like an hour and a half, and that video is dense as hell. Like I was talking like a fucking autist, I guess. And it the final cut was 50 minutes, and it's super super dense.
Yeah,
Because I
dude,
just am
your
really
fucking
good
second
at that.
your second channel's at is Sonic Adventure 2. That's awesome.
Yes, yes, yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, I've had so right
Dude, yeah,
now
I can see it. Yeah, you've definitely been clearly more motivated on this channel.
yeah. So ideally, maybe that can take off, but I don't know. I'm in a really weird position. A lot of strange things have happened. People also interact with me in more strange ways now
Right.
than they did before. Like people are less responsive in DMs, or
Right.
it's kind of like scared of me, low key. I guess
You
maybe I don't know.
you've been alienated, bro. You got the red paint on you.
Uh,
You're fucking weirdo categorized.
I suppose, yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna be
guess.
frank. I never looked into really anything about what exactly the circumstance was that brought you to this turmoil, this state of alienation. Obviously, I'm like vaguely aware. Fucking whatever leaked, whatever the fuck happened that I don't care about. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that you're falling out with Augie and Nick the Oreo. I'm pretty sure that that happened before any of like the leaks or whatever, right?
Yeah, it happened in September, July, August time, basically.
I see.
The leaks happened, I think, in January.
Mm-hmm. And feel free to stop me because I'm not, trying to fucking farm you in any way.
Yeah.
But what was the basis, according to you? What was the basis of like? Because yeah, the picture that I remember is that yeah, you, Nick, Augie, and Tom pretty much were like boys effectively. What exactly sowed the seeds of dissent in that fucking relationship? Specifically with Nick, because you tell me, but like who did you think you were like the closest friends with in that group? Like
Toward the end, definitely Nick, because Augie was AFK for the internet for a year,
right.
which included not talking with me. I was actually closest with his friend Connor, and
I see.
then Nick. But
Wait, Augie's friend Connor, is that the guy who
yeah,
hosts?
Augie's friend Connor.
That's the
Yeah,
guy who hosts with
he
Augie
was my
now?
editor. We were talking like every day for like 6 months. I would tell him everything.
Damn.
Most of these leaks are from like, but most of I would assume the commentary against me or the things against me kind of originate from probably him saying things to people or what have you.
Ah, damn. Damn.
But yeah. So with Nick, we weren't. Man, it's just so complicated, and honestly, I can't remember. Like, I don't know if I can recall it like or explain it
Fine.
100% accurately or whatever. But we've um basically like I was getting annoyed at him for like little things that normally you wouldn't like be like, okay, dude, I have to talk about this, but just like little things.
Yeah.
But I had a mental issue in July, and I ended up having like a freak out kind of like spam DM like crazy thing
Yeah.
against him, and obviously that
Ended
really
up on a stream.
bothered him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really the main thing there. I'm sure Nick in his videos, I think he has a video called like "Why I Hate Bowblax." I haven't watched it, but I'm sure he'll explain in depth why he doesn't like me or whatever. But that was basically the catalyst to it, and I think just the overall vibe I get from him is he was just kind of getting fed up with um just me, and he just felt like I was being crazy and he couldn't deal with it, or couldn't it didn't want to be friends with me anymore, and just felt like he wanted to I don't know, make videos on me instead or something.
Right.
um with Augie, he saw I was having this conflict with Nick, and he was gone for like a year, and he came back and he DM'd me. He's like, okay, we've been on After Hours, you've been on every episode or whatever. You can come on my show and share your side and maybe redeem yourself or whatever. But then the After Hours ended up very much being like just interrogation, and and it was very clear that Augie did not have my best interest in mind, despite what he said
I see.
in the DM leading up to it. I feel
He
like I was just
farmed
playing
you?
to
He fucking
stream.
farmed you, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and I've noticed that Augie particularly got hostile towards me when he found out I was non-binary,
I
and I also
see.
found
Fuck.
that also kind of correlates with how Connor turned on me as well. Like when I told him, and he was asking about it, and I showed him some pictures of me in like
Right.
non-conventional clothing, nothing sexual, but just like I was in a skirt or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, Later, I saw clips of him saying like I unconsensually like sent him like sexual photos, and that
Right.
was not the case at all. And stuff has been like I don't know, described in a very vitriolic, kind of transphobic, really just like culture war kind of way.
Right.
People been saying, like, I think I heard a clip of Augie saying like I was groomed by like LGBT or something like that. So like, uh, I don't know. That's
I,
kind of like my general gist of it, but I'm sure maybe people will react to this, and uh,
and like correct the
maybe I'm not
record.
being extremely accurate. Yeah, but those are kind of like the broad strokes of why I can gather why they don't like me
Right.
or want to make fun of me. And I mean, there is stuff to make fun of. I am like a goofy person, and I did fuck up in some ways, so like you can make fun of it or whatever. But honestly, like what confuses me right now is kind of like why people seem really angry at me, like the vitriol, like you did something, like I don't get that really,
Right.
or
You because in
understand
your
it.
head it seems more like a case where you mentally spiraled, lashed
Hmm.
out against your friends a little bit, and then
Yeah,
brutally, like basically got kind of uh like you fucked up your own life in a sense, and then those former friends who felt betrayed kind of farmed you effectively, and then you had like another
yeah,
brutal fucking circumstance, which is the leaks and all that. So like,
yeah.
in the end of the day, in your head, you don't think like nobody was really a victim other than you. Is that the idea?
Uh, Essentially, although I mean, Nick definitely was a victim in summer. Like I was definitely like a little too crazy towards him,
I
and
see.
I definitely like,
You
uh,
crashed out on him, dude.
yeah, yeah. So, um,
Have you apologized for that?
yeah, I have.
I see. Okay.
Uh, but he's continued to make content anyways, which that's he can do whatever he wants. But
Does it bother you?
um, uh, I mean, a bit. What a bit. I wish he. I don't know. I mean, it's clear he didn't want to be my friend, and I feel like this was just kind of like a nail in the coffin, or a reason to just completely like not be my friend or whatever, which is fine. But I kind of just wish that he would have uh
Have more tact or what?
it had him either tried to like talk with me about it a little bit, or just not been as harsh. I can't like bring up specific examples because there's just been so much and it's all kind of a bit of a blur. But
It's all good.
like for example, when I was going nuts and I was still in like the group chats or whatever, he's like, Josh, you're being a fucking animal. Stop right now. Like he was being, he doesn't have any like, you know, he didn't really like try to help de-escalate the situation. Not that he has to, not that's his responsibility, but I just felt like for how long we've known each other, there was a little a little bit of a lack of empathy, but I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Do you think that the because like my memory, if it serves me, is that you always have been more, I guess, left or liberal leaning, I guess, even though you're capable, obviously, of making like offensive jokes and shit like that. Do you think that that is what you mean when you say that like some of the guys didn't like it because you came out as non-binary? Like, do you think that's a political thing, or do you think it's more like they view that as an indictment on your character type of thing?
No, okay. I think it's only Augie and Connor who have an issue with it. I don't think that my identity had anything to do with why Nick dislikes me or
Yeah.
most other
It was
people have
more of
issues
like
with
the
me.
interpersonal schizoness.
So Augie has always had an issue with trans people. He has told me in private, like trans people, like whenever my friends turn out to be trans, like I've been
I
like
suck their
attacked
dick.
by
Yeah,
trans
sorry.
people. I've had friends that turn trans and they turn on me, and like he feels very victimized by trans people. He's told me a lot in private, so I probably should have known in hindsight that it wasn't a good idea to tell Connor. But I mean, Connor, I don't know. Me and Connor were close. I didn't feel like Connor necessarily shared the same beliefs as Augie. But I do remember Augie saying once that Connor unironically loved to watch America First by Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, that's
So I
not
mean,
super
I
surprising.
probably should have known.
Hmm.
But yeah,
A lot of commentators, low key watch America First, which is interesting, I guess. But yeah,
that is not good. I
I
suppose. I mean, people can watch what they want, but I mean,
I mean, I would
it's
agree.
a little.
I think you know where I stand on that. If you watch the Sneeko video I made, um, yeah, I think it's, you know, misguided. Let's just put it like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I guess I'm very politically different than these people or my and I didn't think it was like that big of a deal, but it's becoming a bigger deal, you know, as the months go on with how political everything is. And yeah, I didn't know how transphobic some of the audience can be too. Like I made a tweet where I'm like, dude, trans people are gonna exist whether there's executive orders or not. Like people are gonna continue to take HRT or whatever. And then
hmm.
someone like replied and said it was a delusion. I got ratioed 0 likes on mine, 200 on theirs. I'm like, that's.
You got
I thought
fucking
that was a
owned. You got owned,
yeah,
bro.
but yeah. So I don't know. I guess I just didn't really pay attention to how my audience was developing because like Twitterverse is a very neutral thing.
Yeah.
So and there's like lots of different opinions in the replies and or the comments. And I guess
You needed to court those T channels, bro. You needed to court the T drama community, bro. That was your fuck up.
I didn't groom my audience well enough. I didn't influence well enough. I left everything up to interpretation. And some people, I think people were under the assumption that I was right wing.
I've encountered
So.
this. I've encountered this a bit too. Like, I made my fucking H3 video that everyone knew me for many years. Now, thankfully, people know me. Like, a lot of people know me just as for the Sneeko video. But when I first made the fucking H3 video, dude, there were so many, yes, right wingers, yeah, but just anti Semites, man. Like, it was
Yeah.
crazy. And I consciously tried not to feed into that fucking hysteria, but dude, there was so many fucking anti Semites after that. And that is what made me try to be a little more conscious about what the fuck I say, was just like seeing, like, because I just view that as total degeneracy. Like, the people who are
Yeah.
actually, like, unironically just anti Semitic, just hate Ethan because he's a fucking Jewish guy. It's like, bro, get the fuck out of here. But, it is interesting because you can't alienate your audience right away. This is what iDubbbz kind of did, right? Like he didn't have that progression, that evolution out of it. Um, and so yeah, over time, I basically just tried to, you know, eke my way out of that domain. And I succeeded. I think. Like I
Yeah.
pretty well. I don't think that I have that in my audience anymore in any way, really. But yeah, no, it's. I'm not saying sorry. I'm not saying you had anti fucking Semites watching you. But yeah, it makes
I
sense
mean,
that.
maybe with how people are talking, I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, at least based on some of the reactions I've got. But honestly, I don't know if it's a true reflection of my audience because a lot of the newer videos I'm posting and people call me troon or whatever, they're having lower viewership. And now you know how like in the analytics you can see like how like what other channels your viewers are
Yep.
watching.
Yep.
So before, like when I was a healthier channel, it would be stuff like Some Ordinary Gamers, Penguin Zero, you know, typical
Oompaville.
drama stuff, Turkey Tom, Oompraville, yeah. And then as soon as the drama happened, it's like Nick Diorio, Augie, Big Bungie, Tommy C, Cumin, fucking Chud
Yeah.
Watch. I'm like, geez. So maybe it's just all of them kind of just focusing on me in the algorithm, not really pushing my stuff out to the people who would typically watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some crazy bigoted people in my comments as of late.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Do you just find it funny, or does it bother you?
it bothers me because I want to get views and make money, but in beyond that, no. I mean, I have a very thick skin, so I'd like to think so.
Right.
It's kind of concerning in a sense to think like, is this really all my audience was? Like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if they're saying that shit, that's an issue with them, not me. You know, I
Yeah.
know that. Yeah, I'm not gonna like change my beliefs. Like, oh, what if they're right? Wait, 1488? Wait,
Hmm.
let me think about that. Was it 6 million? Like, no, I'm not.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask, uh, what exactly, like, are you, I don't know how exactly to put it, but are you trying to figure out what you want to do consciously, or are you just kind of going through the motions right now? Like, do you have actually, like, have you actually taken the time to think, like, for a content strategy or anything like that? Or is it more
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know?
I've been thinking of content strategies a lot. That it kind of changes a lot over time, though, because I just don't know. I'm kind of at a loss of what people will like. Like I'll upload like a Twitter versus, like everyone's like, keep reading tweets, just do Twitter versus. So I upload one, and then people are like, this is shit, even though it's the exact same or
Yeah.
better than what I used to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like at a loss to what people would be receptive to at this moment. I think maybe my reputation's in a point where maybe I'd have to wait it out. But I've talked to other YouTube friends, and they're like, just keep grinding. But
Mm.
also, I don't know exactly what to grind. Like I've been trying to do Twitter versus, but not do the political thing. But every drama seems to be political, so I'm like,
Yeah. It's like
there's not.
the one that jumps out to me that would be in your wheelhouse would be Hassan versus Mudahar, but that is totally draped in politics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing iDubbbz versus Ethan because I thought it was kind of like an interesting discussion with
Right.
how iDubbbz isn't willing to like kind of back up Ethan fully publicly, but
Yeah.
that still is rooted in the Hassan thing, and then
Yeah.
like base like I literally watched a video by Noah Sampson.
Yeah.
It had like Turkey Tom and Muda in the thumbnail for whatever reason. They were barely relevant to the video. It's
Yeah.
basically clickbait to put them in. But in it, basically he was just like made a lot of good points about why Palestine, you know, should be considered a genocide and taken more seriously,
Yeah.
and poke some holes in some of Ethan's arguments and stuff. But it was more the video. It's framed as defending Hassan, but he really only defended Hassan by defending Palestine. So
Yeah.
while the info in the video was correct, it just ended up or that portion of like the political portion. As far as I know, I don't know enough to know if it was correct. I'm gonna assume.
Okay. Yeah.
But it kind of just turned like you see that video and it's supposed to be a video defending Hassan against Ethan, but it really ends up just being a video about Palestine.
Yeah, it's
and
a
I don't
Trojan
want to do a
horse.
drama video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Trojan horse basically. I think that was kind of the intent. It's
Yeah.
like the first 40 minutes. Yeah, I think
He
that was
he
the
basically
intent,
it's clear that he wanted to talk about Palestine and he needed a conduit by which to spread awareness, and he decided to do it through the drama like ecosystem, which
yeah.
is kind of also like H3H3 kind of did that, except H3H3's primary goal was definitely to attack Hassan. Like that H3H3 video, the primary goal was definitely to deplatform or smear Hassan or whatever. Whereas you're right, with the Noah Samson one, it was way more focused on the fucking reality on the ground or whatever, and it was way less focused on like Destiny, H3, Dan Saltman. Like those were almost like an afternote.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, I realized that like if I wanted to give, because I do kind of have like a bit of a nuanced opinion on what IDub said, although I do agree with most everybody, but like I realize that if I'm the one to give this a nuanced opinion now, it's not going to be received well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
if I'm not going to give my true opinion,
if
then
you
what's
go
the
against
point
the
of making
wave,
video?
if you go against the wave when there's
Yeah.
already a wave against you, that's tough.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it would have just been to like a tiny extent, like basically like with what IDub said about H3. I kind of got what he was saying, but it didn't apply to the H3 scenario. Like it would apply to like a goofy drama, like with the CPS stuff and the Hassan stuff. Like you got to defend Ethan, like he's your boy, you know. You got to back him up on that. It's a pretty serious thing.
Yeah.
But if it was like a more goofy drama or whatever, I do see like the perspective of like, oh, we shouldn't dabble in this because it'll just make it worse or whatever. But it doesn't make sense in the Ethan case because it's so severe, and also Ethan is actively going against Hassan. It's not like Ethan's trying to ignore it or trying to sweep it under the rug. So that argument would only make sense in some context. So that was basically what I would have said. But
yeah, I think that IDub's and Anissa's perspective is that H3 is just crashing out. Basically, if I'm putting it in like brain dead terms, well,
I think that, and I might be wrong about this, I think they just have a kind of perspective of like they just see everything in the view of like their situation, right? So they're just comparing every drama that their friend has or anybody else has to like the OnlyFans / like content cop drama,
right?
And trying to like relate it to that and put it in their shoes. They're like, oh, you should go to therapy because it helped us.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't the exact same scenario. Yeah, it has the same kind of like drama structure and of like, you know, the treadmill of everyone making videos and stuff, but the subject matter is completely different, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's accurate. And I do think this is more serious. Yeah. It is interesting. How do you feel about H3 saying that he is friends with Nick Diorio or whatever?
I didn't know he said that, but I wouldn't be surprised because I believe that Nick is tweeting about him a lot and supporting him a lot.
Yeah.
From what I've
he's been backing him up.
A little bit I've seen.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. No, yeah. It is interesting. It is interesting because okay, so sorry. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, iDubbbz and Anissa, it seems clear that a reason they don't want to get involved in this, or a reason that they're claiming they don't want to get involved, is because Anissa is friends with Denims, and both of them are kind of friendly with Hassan, and so it's like a factional kind of thing where like they want to get basically the benefits of both factions, especially as, you know, creator clash is concerned, right? And yeah, I don't know. I do wonder, because obviously Nick has made a decent amount of content shitting on iDubbbz and Anissa. I do wonder if that factors into them not wanting to back up Ethan or whatever as vehemently.
Yeah, that definitely does play into it, I think.
You think a little bit, eh? Yeah, I was curious. It's an interesting dynamic. Yeah, I don't know. it's
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. Fuck, it's
Yeah,
hard to
like
understand.
it's surprising, maybe kind of, but like YouTuber, like especially drama YouTubers and stuff, they do either consciously or subconsciously get into like this mindset of like certain camps, or like I'm gonna be very biasedly defending this person, or look
Yeah,
for any reason to attack this person, and they don't look at stuff super objectively. It very is similar to
tribal.
politics,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, he's Democrat, he's Republican, or whatever, like
yeah,
for example, let's just say a simple example, like if I did something, at this moment in time, if I did something like kind of cringy or whatever, like maybe Augie or Nick would be like right on it, but if like Keemstar did something cringy, it would have to be like really really cringy, like really bad,
yeah.
for them to end up doing it like 10 times worse than
No,
whatever
dude,
I would have done. So
100%. Well, yeah, there's so much that
and
goes
that
into
applies to
that.
so many
Like,
people, yeah.
there's targets that are easier, and there's targets that are less interesting. Like, it's all about like, there's incentive and there's intimidation. So it's like, if you go after Keemstar, there might be more consequences depending. Um, if you go, and even if you go after Keemstar, there might be less money in it because no one's really thinking about Keemstar too much. Whereas if they go after you, I mean, you're not gonna fucking. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna really retaliate in any grand way, and the audience already wants it. You know what I mean? It's like a bit of a culture industry type little scenario.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like it's a shame when I find out that people care more about, like, that culture thing and, like, what could benefit their channel than, like, a 5-year long friendship, or,
Right.
like, not even maybe but
So you
I
think
don't
you
know.
think you are getting farmed? Is that right?
I mean, um, I haven't watched the content against me, so I don't really
I see. Yeah, you don't
know, but
know.
I definitely think based on like thumbnails and titles, like it definitely is excessive. Although I know that a lot of Nick's videos are like VODs that are just taking the main, like the most talked about thing in the VOD and using that as a thumbnail. So there'd be a video about me that is like 2 hours, for example, but maybe only the first 30 minutes are about me and it's him just reacting to a video or something.
Yeah.
Um, but still, like I do think, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I've been painted out to be a lot worse than I actually am, or I got a lot more shit than I deserved. I do think that for sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
What do you think Nick's response would be to that? That you fucked up, you deserve it. This is the drama sphere type of thing. Like
Probably,
comes with the
yeah.
territory type shit.
Yeah, I suppose. But there are some things that like, he like over exaggerates that I don't know if he actually believes it or he's doing it for content. It feels a little disingenuous. Like my main example of this would be during my like back and forth with him in July when I was crashing out on him.
Right.
I got really like paranoid about like not being able to make rent money.
Right. Right.
So I asked him for like $2,000, and he's like, no. And then I was like, oh, never mind. I shouldn't have asked that. Or whatever. It was like
Yeah.
a very brief exchange. But then I've seen clips of him saying like, I'm going around begging people for rent money, and like it's a
Yeah.
little like that's it has its rude and truth because that little exchange did happen.
Right.
But that's not. I'm not really like desperately going out for enemy. Or he'll say like I'm harassing people, like sending unsolicited like sexual dress pics to people. And I'm like, no, that's not really what happened with Connor. Like it's a little less like extreme than that. So there's like things that are rooted in truth, but then he like brings it up to the extreme that makes it seem a lot worse. And I
I
don't know if
see.
he's doing that like on purpose or what, but
Yeah,
so I would,
I see how
yeah.
that could like lead it to people thinking you're kind of dangerous or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? If you're like
Yeah,
um
and
sending weird.
sorry.
No, you're good. Sending weird stuff in DMs that's like
Yeah,
sexual.
and it's also given this like implication that I'm like crashing out and being weird with people extremely in DMs, which is also why I think people have been resistant to even reply to me in DMs who normally would reply to me in DMs. So that's kind of like a little thing I don't like that he's done, is like hasn't necessarily lied, but it's like exaggerations of the truth to the to the point where it kind of is like a little bit of a lie, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think I get what you're saying. Yeah, like
yeah, yeah.
it adds like a sting to the wound or whatever.
Yeah, it just amplifies it in a way that isn't entirely accurate. And if it's for entertainment and jokes, that's fine. But he never like clarifies after, like, or maybe he would clarify after, but it doesn't seem like he's like, okay, not really, guys, or whatever. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
and I've gone in comment, yeah,
it feels nuclear. Is that what you mean?
yeah, and it's gone to the point where I've gone comments about things that like even aren't true, like you need to pay your mom back for rent or something. I'm like, that never happened. What the fuck are you talking about? Like just
Okay.
random shit
Mhm.
that doesn't even make sense. Like sometimes I feel like I'm not even caught up on my own lore. Like people have this like story of me in their
That's
head that
fucking
I don't know because
that's
I don't watch
hilarious.
the videos, and I
That's
could watch the
awesome.
videos, but then it gets me too pissed. But
It
uh,
get wait, say again? It gets you what?
I don't like watching the videos because it just will get me like angry and all like riled up because
Yeah, yeah.
it's annoying. Um,
And like
but yeah,
how would you defend yourself like in reality? Like I don't know. I feel like there's not really a well, you tell me. How like have you thought about making any kind of a formal response or are you like fuck that, like let them out of their way?
I have made a response stream, but people just reacted to this and reacted to it and called it a meltdown, which I don't think it was a
I
meltdown.
see.
But I have responded to most things. Now I haven't said anything after the leaks, like the January leaks. So I
Mhm.
haven't responded to that. But anything prior to that, anything beyond like the uh, leaks, I have addressed.
I see.
Um, so
Understood. Okay.
yeah, people just don't want to watch it, I guess, or only consume it through like a Nick Diorio or Augie reaction. Like my streamer, like the actual response video has like 2K views, and it's just people coming to shit on it from the reactions.
That
So
is pretty. So the response video or stream has 2,000 views collectively, and then the videos of people reacting to that stream have like what, like 100K or what? What's the ratio?
yeah, it's not 100K. I think Nick's reaction has like 70K, 80K.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's basically like between 50 and 100K.
Hmm.
Um,
That is pretty funny. I mean, would you consider yourself a lolcow?
no.
Okay.
Because I feel like a lol cow would have to like consistently be doing things to like milk lols, and I
Yeah.
mean,
To like
yeah, I don't
feed
know.
into it, whereas you're
Yeah,
trying not to. Is that right?
yeah, or it'd have to be like over a more extended period of time. Like, yeah, maybe when I was like mentally crazy online, yeah, I was lol cow. Yeah, I was a
Hmm.
lol cow when I was manic, you know, like,
Hmm.
but that term I feel is more to me, it's always been maybe not now as much because of the Lol Cow podcast and the terms kind of getting a little oversaturated. But before, it used to be kind of like a very exclusive name. Like you'd have to be like Christian or Boogie or Wings, like being very consistently like just getting baited by chat and stuff like that. And I don't really like get baited by chat or comments that much, you know? Like I'm not
Hmm.
like, sometimes I reply to try to get, like, an understanding with people,
Right.
and sometimes it's, like, not the best idea, but generally, I'm not, like, freaking out or, kinda spam responding to everything in a way Boogie would, you know?
Yeah, I won't lie. You definitely sound less stressed, more coherent than I would expect, honestly. Like just given the fucking like cuz in my head it's like on paper it sounds pretty fucking brutal. It's like yeah, you lost one of your like core online friend groups and you had like fucking private things basically fucking exposed and whatever. And you're getting ridiculed by, with like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. It seems like a lot, but it seems like at the same time you understand that it is possible to ignore it. Like it's online. Do you feel like it's
Yeah.
completely like an online scenario? Like if you walk outside, it doesn't stay with you type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I'm still friends with, like, a lot of YouTubers and stuff. The only friend group I kinda lost was, Augie, Nick, Aiden, like just the immediate kind of like drama group. Even some of the other people that are kind of part of that group, uh they haven't like been super aggressive towards me or anything like that. Like I'm sure I'm chill with Willie and like Wavy and like and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Muda. So
Yeah.
but there's other I haven't talked to them that much since all this, but then there's other YouTubers that I've talked to during this entire time, and I'm chill with, and they have like a lot of subs, more than me. So uh
Yeah.
yeah, I've gained like I've gone in close with a lot of people over the years because of VidCon, because I've gone
Yeah.
to like the kind of gathering of that for 4 years in a row. So yeah, I trust that people kind of that have met me over time there. Another one's like Actman that I've met a lot. Uh, it's not
Right.
like they've reached out to me or anything like that, but besides the people I frequently talk to, but if I'm going back to VidCon again or whatever, I don't think they'd have an issue with me. They'd probably have questions like you do, right? But like
Yeah.
I don't really think anyone viscerally hates me except for the audience, Nick Diorio and like Augie. And I don't even know if Nick hates me. I think he just maybe wants to. He's like annoyed at me, didn't want to be friends with me, and like maybe wants to make fun of me. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
really know, but
I see. It's not like he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to see you destroyed. It's more of just like he um is disappointed, uninterested in continuing a relationship, and understands that like he can farm you type of thing. Is that the vibe?
yeah, I guess. But then farming me is also kind of wanting me to be destroyed, or maybe he's kind of indifferent to me being like destroyed, quote unquote, you know?
Okay.
Um, but Nick is also the type of person who likes to revel in the fact that he either killed someone's career or saved it. It's why he brings up Zaptai a lot. It's why, he uh, really liked helping with the Sky Williams thing when I
Yeah.
got him to help with that,
Yeah.
because I reached out to Sky for that. Um, and I'm sure he's like, yeah, I helped kill Bowblax's career. I was the guy who did it, and like jokes about it and likes that. So yeah, he's very he likes being the main character. He likes being the guy who is credited for either doing something big, whether it's like a destruction or a savior or whatever. He loves being the main character for sure.
The market maker, bro. The guy who
Yeah.
moves the market, man. I get that. I definitely understand the
Yeah.
appeal of that.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. How do you feel about the streamer meta that is emerging? Because this is a pretty big, in my opinion, big shift, I guess you could say, or a big meta that has emerged in commentary, which is instead of, edited videos, whatever, it's not, I'm not just saying it's slop, but basically the whole meta of stream and then turn that stream into like a 2-hour VOD and then release a 2-hour VOD, almost every day. And it works. People really like that. Like they like the long form. They like the like reaction instead of the like thought out critique or whatever. How do you feel about
Yeah.
that meta?
I feel like that kind of got popularized through After Hours, like the idea of a commentary version of that. And then I think Destiny originally had that like kind of structure of like doing a stream and then making like a big cut of it. And then you just like take the After Hours kind of commentary stream format that we invented or helped establish, right? Because I mean, the first person to really do it consistently, I think, was Tommy C. But and then apply the Destiny format to it. So yeah, it's just copying what other people do and mixing it,
Yeah.
like it's not really super original, but hey, it
No,
works.
sorry, I'm not saying whether it's original or not. I
Yeah.
was curious what your opinion was on like how it's shaped like the audience, the ecosystem. Like what do you have any grand critiques or like reasons that you like it or think it's like a cool meta?
Uh uh I mean,
My big
I
critique
don't
I
know.
think of that meta which obviously I'm streaming right now. I do stream.
Yeah.
But one thing that I'm always careful about is not letting the fucking audience influence me too much. And I do think that for guys, especially commentators who are streaming like upwards of 20 hours a week, that it's almost inevitable that, you think a lot of the times you think basically that you are influencing your audience, and you definitely are. But I do think that sometimes people forget that the audience is also influencing them. And I think that's something that Tom kind of encountered. Tom kind of quit streaming recently, and in my talks with him, that was a big part of it, was that he found himself acquiescing to the kind of like the mental kind of like the wavelength of the viewer, and it led to him basically being terminally online, to the point that he was saying things that if he wasn't streaming he would never think to say, if that makes sense. um
Yeah. That kind of happened to me as well because with the tipster streams I did a lot of at a certain point for the first like couple streams obviously is pretty authentic, just me like saying what I wanted to say. But after a while, it just kind of became like kind of a comfort thing to go into because everybody
yeah.
wanted tipster streams. I know people now say it's cringe or whatever, which is like a crazy 180 because people kept telling me, do a tipster stream, do tips. I don't know if I want to do another tipster, another tipster, another tipster. And I just kept feeding into that to the point where it's like, it was such an inside joke and we were so like tip brained
Yeah.
that it got um a little much, and I was planning to move away from that and then all this happened, so I guess I was forced to move away from it. But um so yeah, that's definitely an issue. I think that's always been an issue with streaming in general, though. I
I
think that's a
agree.
general streaming issue,
I
and I
agree.
think it's a reason why we see, whenever we see like a crazy creator go like batshit or whatever, or
Mhm.
do something crazy, it usually, especially in recent years, comes from streamers. And the reason why is because the chat emboldens their ego or emboldens their or influences them to think a certain way, which is inevitable when you're streaming for so many hours of the week as your like main job. It's basically like a third of your life is streaming or whatever.
Yeah.
um
You get
you're going
desensitized.
to yeah, it's going
Yeah.
to mold your psychology, which is which is usually more dangerous when you become bigger as a teenager or like a young adult.
100%.
Which is why I think like Miskiff has behavioral issues, or like Pokimane has done certain things. Although I don't think Pokimane's like bad at all. I think
Too
he's
Mad's probably
grown
the
out
worst
of a lot of it.
example.
Yeah, Too Mad. Yeah, that's yeah. So
What
um,
job would you get outside of YouTube? Like, what job would interest you outside of YouTube?
before YouTube, I was going to college to study psychology. I wanted to become like a therapist. Usually probably someone specializing in autism or special needs. I've also tried to get into acting. I'm really into just acting in general. Is why I like do like the crazy voices, like screaming
Mhm.
and all the wacky shit. Is just because I like performing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
um,
That was a
and
legendary performance that you gave for H3H3 or whatever, like that back and
yes.
forth. That was awesome.
Oh, the one with Keemstar.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, that was so great.
Yeah, that
Which
shit.
was yeah, so speaking of that,
Uh-huh.
um everybody loved that
Yeah.
except for the people in the group chat who were really close with Keemstar, like Nick.
Ah.
And I think
Why?
around when that happened, that a theory, and this might be a little bit of a schizo internet theory, and if I'm wrong, I'm like totally open to that. I'm not saying this definitively, but I do think that Nick started to like maybe get annoyed with me, like going after Keem or whatever, because he really did seem like he was holding back on bullying Keem, or didn't say anything about that performance where everybody else praised it. He was a little bit more just kind of ignoring it or whatever, trying to like keep the peace. So I feel like because Keemstar disliked me and there was like that battle between me and Keem, that might have put some strain on Nick because Nick's friends with Keem and friends with me at the time. So that might have, you know, uh, put him in an awkward position. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like he did anything wrong.
Yeah.
By not like saying thumbs up to Bowblax, but I'm just saying that might have been a contributing factor.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know for sure.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. I don't actually. Were you criticizing Keemstar? Because I thought the context that
Yes.
I remember was it was like H3 might have or did they plagiarized other artists, or is this a separate one?
You might be mixing things. I'm not
Okay.
too sure.
Okay. No. Yeah. My bad. Okay. Yeah. I. Fuck.
Basically, Keemstar got really mad at me because I called him a cuck. And was
Oh.
like
Okay.
down about for
And
months and
H3
stuff.
loved that, or what was the dynamic with H3?
I called him a cuck, and then a month later he confronted me on a live stream, and then I just like did like the screaming match versus him, like you're blah 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 blah. And then
Yes.
H3 reacted to
Okay.
it.
Now I know you. Now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Keem was just being like soft and dumb, and I just wanted to like make fun of it, and it's like goofy. Like Keemstar crying that I called him a cuck, like it's goofy. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess that might have caused a rift. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, fuck. The inner politics of the commentary community are fucking quite an enigma.
Kind of weird. Like I'm like, at the end of the day, aren't we just guys like making
Yeah,
YouTube videos, having fun? Like
just
I just
dumbasses.
mentioned earlier, I've been doing this for 14 years. Like I, I think people like Nick and maybe not Augie as much because he's kind of like getting out of it. I don't know, maybe, and Keemstar and stuff. They're a little bit too into it. They're a little bit too into it. Like I see like Nick's like long tweets about everything and like going in depth and making these big threats. I'm like, dude, like they're just so into it.
Yeah,
But I mean, if they're making money off it, I guess. But
I
it
think
just
the
seems
money
like,
helps. I definitely think the money helps,
yeah. But
but they also definitely actually care for sure.
yeah, and I don't think you should care. Like I really don't. Like I've even for me, like, and this is not like a new thing. Like for years, I think I've had this like I put this thought in my head specifically. I think in 2019, where it's like, this is the internet. At the end of the day, you can turn off the screen. None of this matters. It's just material to make fun, entertaining content. I
Right,
see drama as Play-Doh for me to sculpt and make a funny video.
right.
And then once the video's out, people are entertained, and that's that. And that's why I'm like so kind of goofy and lighthearted with the stuff, unless it's like a serious thing like essay or whatever.
Yeah,
Um and I kind of always had this more lighthearted attitude, but these people just take it a lot more seriously. And I don't know. I thought people were more on the same page as me. Maybe that's just me being a little bit too in my head, but I always thought like, hey, we're entertainers at the end of the day. But I guess I just didn't realize like the way other people saw it. I
yeah.
mean, I don't
What,
know.
correct me. What was okay? Again, I'm not the most informed in this in any way, but I do remember seeing something vaguely about a competitor to your channel being created basically to spite you. What was the
Hmm.
context of that?
So Connor
Honor is the
asked.
guy who hosts with Augie now, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. So he was helping me work on Twitter versus. He came and asked me to
I
work
see.
on it. I didn't reach out to him, and we were working on it. And I taught him everything. I taught him like every little detail. It took like maybe a month to get it down like perfectly, where he knew exactly like what tweets to screenshot, what to do exactly. And we were literally talking every day and working on it. And at a certain point, I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking of like, moving on from Twitter versus, but you're working hard on your channel. Like, I'll endorse your channel and literally like give you the name Twitter versus and like shout you out and endorse it and say you edited all the videos and stuff like that." So basically, I was like ready to give it to him and stuff, but then he decided to instead go down the route of trying to like I guess expose me with Augie or whatever. And then he made this channel called Internet Versus and just used basically everything I taught him with Twitter versus and just made the exact same thing, but called it internet versus, even down to like the thumbnail and stuff. And to me, like I never minded because I was going to give it to him anyway, and he knew that. We talked about it, but instead he wanted to publicly portray it as like, I'm taking it from him because I can do it better than him, and he's mad. He should be mad that internet versus is taking him over. I'm like, I basically gave this to you, but you're just doing it in a more petty way to like get back at me instead of in a friendly, like I endorse you type way.
Right.
So I don't know. I see it as like a bit like petty and pathetic the way he went about it, but at the end of the day, like I don't mind. I actually like that he's doing it because I don't want to cover a lot of this stuff, and I do think it's valuable to have stuff archived. So even though his voiceover might not be as good as mine, and the way he does it is not as good as Bowblax, I'm being a little
No,
jovial with that, but
nobody can
but
fucking
it's still
replace you.
good. Nobody can replace me. It's still good that it's out there, so I don't have an issue with it. But people, I guess, assume that I do because he wants to paint it in a way where it's like, I'm really mad that there's internet versus and I did to spite him.
You got fucking owned, bro.
But
He
yeah,
stole your identity.
I was gonna
bro.
give it to him anyway, so I mean,
Why?
and me, yeah. So
you say again?
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, why were you wanting to give it to him? Was it just that you didn't want to do it anymore, or what was? You weren't gonna give him the channel, right? You were just gonna give him
No,
like the
I was gonna
name?
give him the name and endorse it for his channel X8.
Okay.
Is because he seemed a lot more interested in doing it. He already knew how to do it. You know, a lot of the Bowblax videos were basically like his work and then me just doing the voiceover for it. And I don't know, it was just an idea. That's also when I was kind of like a little like crazy in the head. In retrospect, I probably wouldn't have like done that, but but yeah, basically like I still saw value, and I still do see value in the Twitter versus format and people like going on the treadmill to cover all the important relevant topics for Twitter versus, and he seemed to enjoy doing it. So I was like, hey, maybe he can continue doing it and I can like you know, shift or whatever.
What's the
Looking
channel
back,
called?
it probably wouldn't have been a good idea. It's called Internet Versus.
Oh, I see. And the channel
Yeah, I don't know.
existed. The channel existed before you guys broke off with each other.
He made it to spite me. I was gonna
Okay.
I was gonna shout out his X8 channel.
Okay.
But yeah, he just wanted to. I don't know. They started to do this thing where it's like, oh, I think I haven't seen like the clips, but it very obviously seems like it was like, oh, I can do this better than Bowblax, and like we had a Reddit together called like r/clipped live, and they kicked me off of it and like replaced me with Connor, and they're like, oh, Connor's the new Twitter guy or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. They're just being like cringy and spiteful and weird with it. The way, yeah, I'm most upset with the way Connor and Augie, but particularly Connor, has acted because he's like, you know, I don't know. His behavior is just like really, really slimy if you know like the full context of behind the scenes.
Understood. I literally didn't know much of anything about this Connor guy at all.
Yeah, he's a really weird guy.
Interesting. It's funny because he looks super fucking normal. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I have seen him on Augie's show, and he just looks very fucking normal. Like, just a normal guy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, he's
Holy
just like terminally online.
The fucking thumbnails are crazy. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's just like I'm like, really?
Damn.
You could have like it's just so on the nose, which is just like,
yeah.
Okay, I guess you're gonna be known as the Bowblax clone forever. Cool. Like not even making your own brand. Cool. Again, no originality, man. It's all just copying off other things.
That's all of us at the end of the day.
A lot of YouTubers do, yeah. A lot of YouTubers.
We're all derivative little fucking idiots.
Yeah. But I was the first one to retweet.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly, bro.
Also, did you ever see the videos I did with Willie Mac where I play Sonic?
Yeah.
I think those. that was a really good format, and I
agree.
wish.
I agree.
And that was original, yeah, I love that format.
No, I actually, believe it or not, I watched all of those.
Nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. You know, Willie just didn't have time or interest to do it after a while, but I that's probably the most fun I had in YouTube in recent years was making that because it was literally doing a let's play but remaking it kind of into a pseudo commentary video, which
Yep.
was like I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and ideally I would love to continue doing that
Is it
or something like
still,
along those lines.
what channel did you upload that to?
My main
Fuck,
channel.
what were they called?
They were called Willie Black Show because I couldn't come up with a
Oh,
name.
crazy. Holy shit, that's
But
hilarious. Okay, okay.
yeah, it's
Oh my
you
god.
should just find it on my channel. I actually put it at the top.
Oh, understood, understood. This is crazy. Why can't I find it? Okay, okay, I got it. Oh, I got it. Oh, I'm fucking stupid. I see. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
blacks. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So
YouTube commentator who has
I
really
had a lot of
heinous
fun with
opinions
that,
about Sonic the
and
Hedgehog games.
Yeah, this was. I remember watching this, and it was very good vibes.
yeah, it was very like chill vibes. I would love to do something like that again.
Yeah,
'Cause,
Hello, Bowblax.
yeah,
How we
me
doing
and Willie
today?
had some
Well,
pretty good chemistry there. I like
I
that a
agree.
lot.
Honestly, I do agree. Yeah, Willie's an easy guy to talk to. Even with fucking
Yeah,
the tub one with what the fuck's his name?
yeah.
Whatever, Salvo Pancakes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, you know how I was saying like that like Nick or Augie might like care too much about drama.
Uh
I
huh.
feel like Willie is the opposite, where he's just like, "Yo, whatever goofy shit's happening, I don't like. Let's go." So that's why I love doing it with him a lot because
Yeah.
we had that like similar attitude towards it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. No. Definitely fucking I feel that. Yeah, I want to get to the point. I really want to get to the point where I can make money while learning, and that sounds very nerdy. Um but one thing that I definitely feel myself losing when I cover too much drama stuff. Yeah, okay, my sanity maybe, but more than that, it's like I feel like I'm learning so much about people that I don't care about, right? And I would
Yeah.
much rather be learning about things that might actually have, utility beyond drama, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so the way that I cope with that is that I try to like learn lessons through drama that I can carry forward with me and whatever. Like I definitely did that with Sneeko, but I do want to find a way for me to successfully monetize. Just literally, I just have to learn, and then maybe I can like communicate what I learned or something like that. You know what I mean? Like basically, it's a way for me to continue to evolve, right? As a human, not degenerate into like too much of a fucking drama sludge head, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult. Transitioning out of drama content is tricky. I think it's pretty tricky because when an audience is primed to only click your stuff when someone else is being talked about, that's hard to escape.
Yeah, it really is. Especially, yeah, you really have to like kind of build, a personality for people to want to come back
Yeah,
to, and watch.
yeah. No, it's true.
I'm kind of yeah, I'm kind of in this weird position where now people do kind of want to watch it because of me, but in the like negative way. Like I feel like if I were to like upload like a Bowblax response to everything video or whatever, everybody would watch and like
Yeah,
shit on it or whatever. And nobody cares if I talk about anyone else. So like I feel like I
that
kind
is
of got
funny.
out of that, but
That
like
is
in the
funny.
opposite way, the way that I
Yeah,
don't want.
it's like an implosion.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been yeah, this whole thing's been so interesting. I've gained like a lot of new thoughts and perspectives on certain things throughout this ordeal.
Well, I'm glad
Being
you're
on the
taking
other
it.
end is
Yeah.
it is you can like I've had like little dramas or whatever, and like you can like imagine kind of what it's like, but man, like once you get into that position where like nobody like wants to fucking DM you or and like
Yeah.
no matter what you say, like, and something that really gets me is like, I'll anytime I say anything sarcastic now, everybody takes it at face value just to shit on me.
Yeah, I
Like
get, yeah.
I'll
No
yeah,
no
yeah,
charitability.
no charitability. It's like crazy, dude. I'm being treated like iDubbbz. I know how iDubbbz feels.
True,
But
honestly true. Yeah.
yeah, so it helps me gain a little bit of perspective now. I don't think it's caused me to do a complete 180 on anybody who's been in this scenario, but
Yeah.
I still have
Makes you
like the same
empathize
kind of critiques, but it makes me like understand more like
how it can happen.
is something interesting about is like you know, we might see someone getting some shit and it might not seem like a lot of shit, like they're just getting a little bit of shit or whatever, but like to that person it's literally everything.
Yeah.
Like maybe to you like Bowblax been getting some shit on the side, whatever, but for me it's been like literally like 9 months of nonstop, like I cannot get out of this
Right. Right. Like
hold that they have me in or whatever, you
you
know.
yeah, and you mean like you associate the online world with stress now type shit, or what do you mean by you can't get out of the hole?
I just mean like of like my audience being receptive to anything I say or
Oh,
upload,
I
you
see, I
know?
see. Yeah, you're like not taken seriously at all. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. It's not so much seriously, but I'm taken as like everything's seen in the worst light possible, the most malicious light
Yeah,
possible.
you're in
Um
hostile territory on your homeland. I get what you're saying.
on my homeland, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
that
it's
definitely doesn't. That
weird.
definitely makes it feel like nowhere's safe. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Except for my gaming channel where I'll get like 100 views in 24 hours.
Hey yo,
Dude.
subscribe to
And then
Bobby, dude.
dude, the worst
Boborb.
is sometimes, dude, I'm in calls with like YouTubers who have like, you know, 500,000 subs or whatever. They'll be like, "Oh, my video only got 100K. I'm deleting it because it doesn't
Yeah.
have enough views." I'm like, "100K? What do you what?"
Been there, man. Been there. I believe
I'm like,
me.
"Really?
If
What do you?"
anybody understands the low level grunt grind fucking sadness,
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely get it.
you're friends with Tom, so you've probably been in conversation where he's like, "Oh, this video only got 1,000,000 views."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at this point in my life, I take all that shit in stride and I try to let it
Yeah.
motivate me. But it's definitely like a real thing where it's like, fuck, okay, I need to make rent. I need to make rent, and then
Yeah.
it's like being pissed, like the idea of someone being pissed off that a video didn't crack 1 million, like that's the bar. It's like fuck me, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
fuck. Dude, I've noticed like a pretty big difference like between YouTubers who started before monetization was like an expected goal
Right.
to after, right? And it's usually the split's usually somewhere between like 2015 or something. Like people after 2015, they like go into YouTube expecting it to like eventually be a job and to like, you know, go full time or whatever. But people like you and me, we would be making videos even if it didn't make any money. Uh I would assume, right? Like
Hmm.
we just do it for the love of it. And that's not most people. Like if I were to ask like I know guaranteed if I were to ask Nick, "Hey, if you made $0 from all your content, would you still do it?" It would be no. It'd be a
Yeah.
no for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the case for a lot of people. Uh but not for me and I don't know. I just like people who kind of have the perspective of like I don't know. I like the old heads like me and you know? I'm biased towards the old
We
heads.
like the old men out
Uh,
here, dude.
yeah, dude, the
I
old
get
it's
the yeah. I'm trying to untrain that shit out of my head because like making money, I need to associate that with like being a good thing more, you know, like. But
yeah.
no, yeah, yeah.
Well, so, yeah, it's not about like avoiding making money. Like the people who start like Mudahar, for example, he started like you know, way back as well. It's not about like he still makes money with his videos and tries to do stuff that like gets views or whatever, but it's more like that's not like even if I weren't making money, I'd still do it. Like I like doing it and I need to I can also optimize it for money. So it's kind of like a balance. Whereas like the other people who kind of do it primarily for money, usually it's like I like doing this, but it's like I could do a different job if I wanted to, or like you know, my primary focus is just the money or what have you. So
What are some lessons? What are some lessons that you would like to relay that you maybe have internalized now after going through the gauntlet that you did? Is there any takeaways you have to like, move forward with?
it's more it's more me just realizing like that a lot of people don't just want to be entertained, they don't want like an answer, you know, like they don't want something to be resolved.
Ah, I
Because
see.
like in my head it was always like, okay, there's a drama, let's discuss it, let's like, you know, farm it for a little bit, but at the end of the day we can resolve it or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, even back in the day, like let's say Turkey Tom's um you know, pyro situation or whatever.
Yeah.
That happened, and then he, you know, took a break and came back, and a lot of people moved on. Whereas like nowadays, if that were to happen, I feel like people would be like still harping on it, like consistently, like making like a bunch of streams or whatever. Like,
Right. Yeah.
stuff doesn't die as easily.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that I think is real. At least for me, I remember with my H3 videos, like I had a hard line where it was like, okay, I'm not talking about this again. But yeah, you're right. With the farming meta, there's definitely a kind of push to continue farming something because the algorithm almost like develops this little whirlpool effect where it like attracts more and more people to it and like it kind of compounds. Interesting.
Yeah, and
That
that
definitely
also
existed back then, but now it's like almost amplified.
Yeah, and that also kind of plays into the more like monetized focus YouTubers have now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
whereas with older drama, it's like, okay, let's get down to it. Let's like actually try to like make some points about it. And now it's just like okay, let's farm it for as much money we can make out of it. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
especially for people who've been doing drama for longer and longer, we start to care less and less as we grow up and as we do it longer.
I
Like
agree. I agree.
yeah, like we care about the drama less. We focus more on the money, and then we end up farming people instead of taking like letting them like come back or like redeem themselves or whatever. Like I feel like it's a lot more ruthless now, and I feel like from our perspective, it's kind of evolved in that way. And at least to me, before all this happened, I didn't really like consciously see that evolution. It didn't really dawn on me that we are more farming than solving until the drama with me, where I was trying to make statements to try to end things, and people just used it as fuel, right?
Mhm.
uh and it was definitely happening before like the stuff happened with me, but I just wasn't as aware of it or conscious of it, because I grew with the community uh over the past 5 years. So
Yeah, no, that's cool. So so okay, so no other lessons really right now, or what's
there's probably more, but
okay?
I
You'll
don't
leave
know.
it
I'd have
there.
to think about it. I wasn't planning to like. I didn't
No, you're
expect to
good.
like call it or whatever. So
No, you're good.
it's not like I have a script in my head or thoughts in my head. But it's basically like, yeah, like people aren't as willing to like listen to people's answers. People just take stuff to farm instead of actually thinking about what they're saying and like trying to be like, okay, well, let me give him benefit of the doubt here or whatever. Like, do you ever like do you notice that almost nobody like gives benefit of the doubt anymore
Oh
in like almost
yes.
any
Oh
scenario?
oh yes. Yes. A hundred. A
Yeah.
hundred. 100%. People are ready to attack, dude. Like, and it's often like a bad faith interpretation or whatever. Like I definitely have seen and observed that for sure. There's
Yeah.
people who are worse with that, and there's people who are less, like aggressive or whatever. But there's definitely a certain spike in shoot first, ask questions later type of, like if someone says
Yeah.
something, it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I can't believe you would
Yeah.
say that,
And like I feel like because of all these takes and like this kind of team sports mentality or whatever, subconsciously, a lot of us, and I felt this pressure a lot too, and it's part of the reason why I kind of end up going like maybe a little nutto, like a small aspect of it. There's a lot of things, but like I felt like a lot of pressure to like give the right take. Like, what are the optics on this tweet? What is the right take on any little drama? And it just turned into like trying to pick the right side instead of having an interesting, nuanced conversation about, what's going on.
Dude, the picking the right side thing is extremely fucking real, dude. It's like
It's so
actual
real.
with the, especially I experienced it with the Hassan H3 thing. I was fucking reacting to H3's video, and I was really wanting H3 to, like, I was rooting for H3 the whole time, but I was also pushing back on some of the political points that he was making, especially there's literal misinformation in his video. Long story short, basically people saw that, like me just literally pointing out errors in fucking H3's video, and people assumed that to mean that I was a Hassan simp. You know what I mean? It's like, bro,
Yeah.
bruh, like it's like, bruh, like
Yeah. It's
I
crazy.
like, please,
Yeah.
please, can we separate ourselves from these fucking egos a little bit? Like, it's so annoying to operate in their shadow. It's fucking cringe.
I know, right? Yeah, and the pressure to pick a certain side, it just got like too much. Like I didn't want to fucking be like a politician, get the optics. I would always like second guess what I'm tweeting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people like Nick still do it to this day where they're doing like their fucking take or whatever. Like I saw him like I saw a tweet where he was responding to something, and then under it I think he was talking about King of Nothing, and then under it he was like, "Oh, this isn't a call to action, by the way." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh, the
So
washing your
tweets can
hands type
be
shit.
it just it feels like tweets aren't made like authentically, like off the cuff. It seems like the tweets are made to like make a statement, like a drama happened, and this is the Nick Diorio statement. This is the Bowblax statement.
It's like a
Make sure
press
to tweet
release,
on
you mean?
this. Yeah, like a press release. Yeah,
Interesting.
and it's just, and obviously like it is a cross between authenticity, like just a random guy tweeting, and a press release. Like it's not like it's
Right.
completely corporate or anything like that. It's still coming from him, probably made like, from a gut reaction and then translated into whatever the tweet ends up being. But it does feel a lot like you gotta have the right optics, you gotta have the right take, and just became too rigid and not like fun. And like, I don't know, like people, as he said, like get on you for like pointing out like little things that you might not overall agree with Hassan, but like you have some critiques of H3, and then it's like, oh, you're a Hassan simp. It's like you're either on one side or the other. There's no nuance.
Yeah, that's just especially annoying because it's like if you you know what I mean. It's like I have to align politically with H3 to, like, or else I'm a Hassan simp. It's like, bro, come on, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Right.
yeah, no, no, this was a good conversation. I hope that you find a path. I hope you find a path that you're happy with and that you can make money doing.
Yeah.
I'm still obviously pursuing that as well. So we both are on a mission here. But yeah, I'm
Yes.
hoping that we can reconvene at some point with both of us having a more clear cut path forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a fun combo. Hopefully, people liked it. I
Yeah,
know some
no, it
people
was,
like that's enough Bobby in the chat.
bro. It was.
I tend to. I'm a very big rambler, and
You honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie.
redundant.
This was a better conversation than I expected. Not because I was expecting a shit conversation, but because I was not expecting you to be so open. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I hope that this, like, the nonchalantness that you're exuding, I hope that translates to you catching stride, finding some content you're excited about, and fucking succeeding, man. Because yeah, your haters only win if you let them, bro. That's the truth.
And I think it will. Just the disconnect is that like I'm having this kind of like more lax attitude, right? And then
Mhm.
people are still reacting to me like I'm super, like making a super serious statement, or I'm going crazy or whatever. Like I made a post on my YouTube like joking about like Mario's going woke because there was like a
Yeah.
women in like Mario Kart like little poster in the game, and then people were like, wow, you actually like taking it seriously, and like I don't know. So like I'm chill. I just got to get everybody else to chill, and I don't know how. But
Yeah.
maybe this combo helped. It might get reacted to by some people, so
I mean,
there can be some clarity.
I don't know what was nuclear about this. Maybe because you were talking about them, I guess. So it's like it could be farmed or something. But
yeah, it could be. I mean, I think it'd be good content. I think it'd be. I mean, it would probably it'd give Nick a couple hours of
really
gameplay to listen to in the background. Yeah, maybe.
That's crazy. All right. Well, fuck. We'll see.
I don't know.
We shall see, man. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe you're listening to this right now on Diorio, and he's fucking playing as Peter Griffin, trying to shoot down those Fortnite guys.
Scientology Family Guy shorts on Instagram. I forget what the actual handle is, but Nick Diorio needs to react to this shit. There's like a coherent storyline. Yo, Nick, watch the fucking Saplo video, okay? That Saplo's my my apprentice, my boy. All right. Here, look. I'll show you. I was watching Vagrant Holidays a second ago. Go to Saplo. Go to videos. Boom. What's with all those AI Peters?
Hey guys,
this is a good video, but he highlights a fucking Instagram page that literally it's like Scientology psychosis timeline. Fucking Peter Griffin, Scientologist Peter.
This looks like a channel that Nick would be subbed to with notifications.
100%. No,
Family Guy, skibbity fucking shit.
This shit goes hard. It's crazy.
Where exactly are we going? If you don't mind me asking, that is.
We're off to see a certain liberation expert. I've heard he can help people like our family out. Obviously, though, we can't just call that guy up.
So where exactly are we going?
It's a small hut off the highway. It's going to take us a few hours, but it'll be roughly the same time it takes.
We're basically, this is like a coherent storyline that's occurring here. But anyway, yep. The world, dude, the AI Peter meta, like there's, it's easy for me to look at what I'm working on and think, fuck, what a depressing time to be alive. But in reality, look, it is kind of a depressing whatever. There's like, the world's a bit fucked, whatever. But like, there's still beauty in this fucking world. And, we got to try and contribute to that, man. Anyway,
all right.
Fuck
Final
it, man.
Question.
Yeah.
Does Canada join EU or America?
EU.
EU, yes! Let's
EU.
go! 28th European country.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes. No, yeah, I'm a EU.
Right.
I want I want to be my German friends, my Dutch friends, my fucking my French. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm not friends with any people from France, but yeah, no, it's I'm team EU for sure. I want to get that passport that lets me just wander through like literally 40 different countries.
Dude, it's gonna be, the cheat code fucking passport. I need that EU passport, man. I need to.
I'm with you.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Fuck America, man. Dude, fuck 51st
Bro.
state. They should give us Alaska. Why is that?
We need more
Canada,
respect.
basically.
We need more respect on our names, dude.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Anyway, okay. God bless, and I hope that you and I both succeed in this fucking this beautiful world that we call home. Okay. Anyway. God bless, man.
Yeah.